never done a morning podcast.
Not this early in the morning.
Yeah.
This is the earliest we've ever recorded.
It's so early we're drinking. I'm on my second cup of coffee, so that's early.
I am too, because it would be later if I was on my third or fourth.
Mm-hmm. How many cups of coffee do you drink a day?
Depends on the day.
Yeah.
Between 1 and 3.
Okay, I'm between 3 and 4.
It's a very small range.
Well, it's also, I do it for the people.
I do it for the people as well.
Yeah, your people.
I usually do an afternoon cup.
Okay. Is it from the same pot?
No.
You heat it up?
I'll either make a new cup or I'll do an afternoon caffeine. So a chai, something.
Okay.
Around 2 o'clock. I need a little.
Caffeine has a half-life. So it's 6 hours before half of that's gone from your body and 12 until it's all gone.
Oh, so I'm just constantly caffeinated.
You are never not caffeinated. That's why they're you should never drink caffeine after noon because half of it's gone at 6 p.m. Thumbs down to that.
Thumbs down to that. No, I'm going to
No, it's fine. I'll pop a Coke Zero around 8:30 sometimes before I start to watch The West Wing.
Yeah, give me some caffeine. Give me that calf. Well, let's get started.
1, 2, 3.
Hi, I'm Maggie.
And I'm Amanda.
And we're sisters.
In law.
We're watching Suits one episode at a time.
It's a show so nice, I've watched it twice.
And a show so great, I'm watching it late.
Thanks so much for tuning in.
Maggie's never seen it and Amanda's obsessed. They don't wear fancy suits, they are casually dressed. They are sisters-in-law and they got a show about a law firm drama that aired a few years ago. Only Suits fans, only Suits fans. Only Suits fans, only Suits fans. Only Suits fans, only Suits fans. Only Suits fans.
This is Season 5, Episode 11, Blowback, and Season 5, Episode 12, Live to Fight. And fight they did.
Fight with each other. Fight against Anita Gibbs. Fight to win.
Dude, Anita Gibbs.
What a cold-hearted bitch.
Dude, she's pushing the limit.
She is pushing the... She's out of nowhere. Out of nowhere she came.
Get ready. As I would like to say, hashtag get ready for Gibbs.
Hashtag get ready for Gibbs.
Hashtag get ready for Gibbs. Whiskey. Hey, buddy.
I'm getting ready for Gibbs.
Get ready for Gibbs. I'm going to put him outside.
Okay.
Okay.
Here's my brief.
Okay.
Mike's arrest is ripping this firm apart, and it's only going to get worse once Anita, cold-hearted bitch Gibbs, gets her subpoenas. Everyone is asked to take a good hard look in the mirror, and the reflection is a clusterfuck of a mess. But when you're at Pierce Inspector Lit, no matter how awful and illegal the goings-on may be, you're family. And family means never ratting on anyone ever. MANGE! It's an Olive Garden. MANGE means eat in Italian. And so I was making an Olive Garden. Because when they're here, they're family.
I see how you got there.
Mm-hmm. I'm having a lot of trouble with my briefs, ending them.
I feel like that was what we would have called in improv, A to E thinking.
Yeah. I don't.
It wasn't
that's
A to
why
C.
I had to. Once I said it, when I wrote it, I was like, everyone's gonna get this. And then I said it, and I looked in your eyes.
Well, you didn't give me time to even figure it out.
No.
You just immediately started justifying. I thought it said mange, and I was like, "What are we talking about, mange?"
Yeah, no, I just because normally your eyes, you're very quick at catching things, and I could tell you were like,
my eyes go, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, your eyes are like, I got it, I'm running with it, I got it. And then this time you were like, what? And I took that and I immediately knew I had messed up.
There's no mistakes in
MANGE.
improv. Everything we do is right. We only make it righter.
That's right.
Mange.
Mange.
I didn't know that. Did you learn that on Duolingo?
Yes.
Please visit duolingo.com/OSF for your discount.
Yeah, I'm doing that Duolingo, learning Italiano and Francais.
And Francais.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. All right. Well, we got a lot of blowback in this one. So let's start with episode 11, blowback. Like you said, everything kind of happened all together. We could almost just do one big, long,
one
we
episode.
are.
We are.
We are. But like, we could not even tell you that we're moving to.
It's seamless.
Yeah.
Okay, before credits, we see Mike, and he is not wearing a tie, and it's kind of flashing back to him taking his tie off, taking his shoelaces off.
Mm-hmm.
He's in this interrogation room with a real attorney, Anita Gibbs, and she has given him the biz.
Gosh.
The Gibbs biz.
She's given him the Gibbs biz. Get ready for Gibbs biz.
And she's like, I want to assure you that you did not commit a victimless crime. You worked on 88 cases. That's 9 months each for each case that you go away. Mm-hmm. And he said that's 66 years in prison. Mm-hmm. He says, I'll confess to the whole thing if it's on tape.
Yeah.
And I'm immediately like, this is a trap, Anita Gibbs.
Yeah. It's also crazy Anita Gibbs didn't realize that like he's not going to just quickly jump in and confess. So she's ruthless, but also kind of a dum-dum to fall for this.
I think she thinks that she's smarter than him.
And actually, there aren't a lot of people that are smarter than Mike Ross.
Exactly.
And that's the problem.
She doesn't know that.
No, she's about to find out.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel rushes to tell Harvey that Mike has been arrested. She is distraught. We see some questionable crying here. I mean, I think it's believable, but it's still like, what do I do? You know?
A little panicky.
But it's also one of those things like when I am reacting to panic situations, I usually pause for a second before it clicks in about what needs to happen. And then I go into like go mode. Mm-hmm. And that's always been me. Like, let's say this lamp falls off of the table over here. I mean, nobody's in the path of the lamp, so it'd be different. But like if a kid was in the path of the lamp, it would take me about 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. And then I'm going to jump up and get into action because my brain is processing all of the things that need to happen into 5 years in the future because of this lamp.
Right. And Rachel's kind of processing out loud.
Yeah.
She's not someone who's taking a pause. She's immediately jumping in. So Rachel's panicking, but Jessica's cool as a cucumber. And she's like, nope, no one is going to rush to help him because then we all look guilty. And also, Harvey, you cannot resign.
But he has to because that's the whole thing with Hardman and Fortsman.
Right.
And if anybody sees him in the office, sleazy Jack Zoloff's going to pick up the phone and call.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Then we cut back over to Mike, and he confesses to having his rights violated in front of Anita on tape because he asked for several hours to talk to his attorney, and he didn't get to do that. And like there are rights there, and so he got her.
Yeah, and she's got her, and she's like, "Oh, oops, your attorney did arrive."
Yeah, sorry, there was a confusion, but here he is. And we open up the door, and it's Daddy Zane.
Oh, my God.
But you called that at the last time. You're like, I wonder if he's going to be he's like, no, Harvey has to be his attorney. But, like, you went back and forth and wavered. So I was wondering how you were feeling.
I was feeling like my gut was telling me this.
Yeah.
You know, that's how I was feeling. I was like, my gut was making that prediction, not my brain.
Yeah.
I predicted with my heart.
Yeah. That's what you got to do sometimes.
Sometimes you do.
It's hard. If you predict with your heart in fantasy football, I've learned, you don't do as well. You've got to use your brain.
Yeah. But in matters of the heart, like television shows on streaming, use your heart all you want.
Yeah. So then we hear our favorite song. A greenback boogie.
Save another piece of pie for your wife. We see Robert Zane, and he's like, is everything true? And he is only there because Rachel begged him to be there.
Yes.
Mike won't say it's true. He just says, you know the answer.
Yes.
And then he's like, you're going to listen to exactly what I tell you to do, Mike.
Yes.
He says, you're going to turn on Harvey because that's who she's actually after.
Yes.
Is Harvey Specter.
Yes.
Mike's like, I can't do that. I'm a loyal guy. Then Robert Zane says, well, good, because after I got you out of this, I was going to tell you to stay the hell away from Rachel for the rest of your life. But now I don't have to because you're going away to prison.
Yeah, dude. It's crazy how loyal he is, but also just a fraud. It's such an interesting dichotomy of like a character like arc, right? That he is so loyal, such a fraud, and then also has these so many high and mighty moments throughout every single season. And it's just like, you kind of want to say pick a lane, Carl. You know, choose what's Mike's real POV here.
He's complicated.
He is, aren't we all? Flawed, complicated. Yeah. Lewis tells Donna, and obviously she doesn't love this, and he tells her she's got to stay away from Harvey and Mike. She wants to race down there, but to Jessica's point and to Lewis's point, like, we can't be down there. We have to stay away. She's like, well, I'm at least going to go see Rachel, and you can't stop me for that, which is fair.
Lewis and Jessica are actually pretty aligned on how to approach this.
Yes.
And it's fun to see in this episode how they connect and she lets him in a little bit more.
Yeah.
They're the two that are acting almost as mommy and daddy in this situation.
Yeah.
So Harvey can't get in to see Mike because Robert Zane, his attorney, is in there already.
Yeah.
But then Robert comes barreling out into the lobby and he's like screaming at Harvey. He's saying, you did this. You screwed up my family. And Harvey's like, well, cool. Now his attorney's gone, so I'm his attorney now.
Yeah, and they're like fighting publicly out there too, so people could have heard what was happening.
A lot of this, I'm like, you guys are raising your voice
Guys,
so much.
Get a room.
Get a room. Quiet it down a little bit. Lower your tone.
Harvey sees Mike. Harvey thinks that they can win this. And Mike's like, this is real, dude. He's like, I haven't lost a case yet. I'm not going to lose this one. But Mike's like, I did this. Like, I am guilty. And he's like, you didn't do shit because they don't have shit. We don't need to prove that you're a lawyer. She needs to prove you're not.
Right.
Interesting.
The burden of proof is not on them. They just need to have reasonable doubt. Then we see Donna. She's in this cute turtleneck at Rachel's apartment.
Yeah.
Very Nora Ephron. She's there to reassure Rachel that Harvey will get him out of this. She says, Harvey got me out of a real sticky situation. He will get Mike out of this. Don't worry. Then we're back in jail. And there's this tough guy in a tank top with a real thick accent. He's got plaid boxers hanging out. And he's like, Mike, you're never going to last a day in there because you're going to get messed up. And then he goes and he attacks Mike. And the guards come rushing in. And Mike's like, oh, are you going to take this federal marshal out of here who's trying to intimidate me? And
Dude, I mean, like, it's so great because you knew that there was something happening when he was walking by looking at all those pictures.
Yes, in the very beginning.
He captured, because he has a photographic memory. The guy doesn't even have a beard in the picture, but he knew who he was. And dang, get ready for Gibbs. You're going to get in trouble for this.
Yes.
Dude, this is not cool.
The federal marshal immediately drops his tough guy act, like immediately drops his weird accent.
Yeah.
And the thing is, when the federal marshal was pacing around in the cell, I was like, who is this guy? Who is this guy?
Yeah.
Something felt off about it. It felt like he was putting on a show, and yes, indeed, that was good acting, because it was like, he's acting tough, but he's not acting tough.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. Robert Zane then goes to Rachel's apartment to visit her and says he's not going to represent him. He's like, I'm not a fraud. I'm not a criminal.
Because she's like, you've said you did some bad things in your life, Daddy.
And he's like, don't you compare me to him. Because this is different. It's
very different.
This is like, we're not comparing apples to oranges. We're comparing apples to rotten apple pies.
Exactly. Disgusto.
You know? What's your favorite pie? Depo.
Apple.
Okay.
What's your favorite pie?
Is it the apple pie with like the crust on top? Because I know you like the Lord of the Pies from Emporium Pies, where it has like crumble on it too.
I like apple, a strudel on top, or
you
like
a strudel or a regular crust.
Yeah.
Okay. And like a Granny Smith, like a tartar apple or a sweeter apple in there.
I think you're supposed to use tartar apples because you mix with so much sugar and cinnamon, and it holds better.
Yeah.
But a good mix actually is really good. You have like a couple of different types of apples because some deconstruct a little more, so you get a little more texture.
That's interesting.
Yeah. My friend Rima and I used to do an apple pie baking contest every Thanksgiving.
Okay.
She won almost every year because she did a strudel topping.
Because it's unexpected.
It's kind of cheating.
Huh?
It's kind of cheating.
I don't know. Rima's a good cook.
She's a great cook.
Yeah. I like all pies.
Yeah.
Except for peach. Because I can't eat it. I literally like all of them. And different types of crust. I like a chocolate silk pie.
Ooh.
I like a key lime. I like a cherry. I like an apple.
Pecan.
Oh my God. Right? I'm making for the company potluck pecan pie brownies next week.
Ooh.
I made them last year. I made them for the first time and then took them to the potluck, which is such a huge risk, right? And they were a hit. And so
it's your thing.
Yeah, it's now what I've got to do. It takes time. You got to make the pecan pie base. Let it completely cool, and then I actually let that sit overnight. Come in, add the brownie on top, and it's like
so yum though.
It's great. It's from Half Baked Harvest. Do you follow her?
No.
Oh my gosh, highly recommend Half Baked Harvest. Follow her on Instagram, Tegan. She's great. I have 2 of her cookbooks. I digress. Let's keep going.
Robert tells Rachel, "You got to get rid of him," and she's like, "I can't do that." So Robert has now been told Mike cannot turn on Harvey. Rachel cannot turn on Mike.
He's like, I'm out of this.
He's like, this is a mess.
Yeah.
Y'all are a messed up family.
Harvey goes to see Anita Gibbs in a well-lit coffee shop.
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. And Harvey says, how would this change things if you knew Mike was going to resign? He's like, well, I think that you probably coerced him and made him do this. Like, this is all put together. And he's like, I can get you that resignation letter. And she goes, I'm not going to. She's like, if you won't, if you'll let him out, there's no bail. She's like, I can keep him on no bail. I will let him out. I'm not going to drop the charges, but I will let him out if you can get me that resignation letter, because I believe that I'm right.
Yeah, Harvey was just trying to drop the whole case with that letter, and she's like, no, because he hacked into the bar.
Yeah,
she says.
Yeah,
which was interesting that she knew he hacked.
Right,
into the
and
bar.
so like all these things we're talking about, and like of course we haven't gotten far enough into this whole drama. It's going to still keep going after episodes, 11 and 12. But we're still not addressing that there's no record of him going to undergrad anywhere.
Right.
He doesn't have a record of going to undergrad.
Right. No one said
no
that
one
at all.
went in and fixed that. Like, they needed to fix it all the way back.
Yes.
And that's like a huge flaw to me.
Right.
I've seen the show, so I shouldn't talk more about it. But like, this bothers me that they don't bring this up in this episode. We just stop at law school.
Right. You've seen the show and you're bringing this up, which makes me think they never addressed that. Ever. Like, that's not how they get him. Like, they just gloss over it.
Well, I can't tell you if they get him or not.
I know, but it's just, you wouldn't talk about it if...
I know. I shouldn't have.
But you're right, that's a flaw.
Right?
Then we see Jack Soloff, and he comes in to interrogate Jessica. And he says, you knew he was a fraud, so either you're corrupt or you're stupid. Yeah. You either knew and hid it, or you had no idea what was going on in your firm. Either way, I'm coming for your job.
Yeah.
Partners are concerned. I'm going to take the throne.
Yeah. Donna goes to see Harvey because he took a sick day, and he doesn't ever take a sick day. She's like, what the F is up? He's like, I resigned. Just like, we might need you to get him out there. He's like, I know, but I can't go in because...
I can go into the office.
The office, yeah.
So
which is interesting. This is all like pre-COVID work from home, where like nobody would have really known. Like when Jessica's like, you got to figure out a way to work from home. And I'm like, I can show you how to do that real quick.
My 7 computers.
Yeah, it's super easy.
Rachel shows up to Mike's hearing, so they're in court, and she's just like smirking at him, like, hey, baby.
Hi. She's like, hi. And he's like, hi.
Hi.
It's like seeing them across, like when you like see your partner from across the room and you haven't seen him, like at an event, like you're both coming from work and you meet them you're both meeting at some cocktail hour and you're like, hi. But hey, he's actually in court.
And he's been in prison.
I know.
Ay.
Yikes.
While she's there, Anita motions to have Harvey removed because she says that they conspired to commit fraud, and the letter of resignation that Harvey gave her to take away the bail is proof. Mm-hmm. So she took that, is manipulating the situation. Mm-hmm. Harvey's like, no. The judge goes, Chambers, my chambers.
Now.
I love when the judges say that.
I know. My chambers, 10 minutes. Mike says if Harvey is a co-conspirator, so is Anita, because she violated his rights. And he's able to like recount the camera that she was using when he filmed her. Just like she denied me of my rights. And she ends up removing her motion because the judge is like, don't make me come after that camera and subpoena that camera. And Harvey and the judge both know she will do whatever it takes to win.
Right. So Harvey's pleased with this.
Harvey at least knows what he's up against. And then the judge also has got some eyes on
Anita Gibbs.
Anita, get ready for Gibbs.
Mm-hmm. So we then see Lewis says Jessica can't go up for a vote for 2 more weeks because she goes to him to see how they can stop Jack Soloff. And he's like,
what is that? Is it just because there has to be a break before another vote?
They just took a vote.
You can't just like keep doing a vote of no confidence.
Yeah,
there has to be a
2-week break.
Okay. Yeah.
But then after that, he can't help her. But he is so pissed that Harvey's working with Mike. I think Jessica is also pissed, but she's like, we just have to figure this out. So she confides into why Harvey hasn't been in the office, and it's because of Fortsman. So now Lewis is like kind of on the same page. He realizes the stakes.
Yeah.
And he's going to do what he needs to do.
Mm-hmm. Mike and Rachel hug it out in the courtroom. He comes running out, and she's like, oh my God. He's like, I'm never going back in there. I have no intention. I'm like, well, okay. I also have no intention of going to jail either, but how do you know that, right?
Right.
Well, I know that. Like, I'm not planning to go to jail, but he's like still in the hot seat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Harvey says they're going to have to go on offense. They need to figure out who turned him in.
I know.
Where did they get this information?
I know. We don't know yet. Because there's a longer list of people than really they know.
Yes.
Like, if you think about it, like, actually, Depo, can you name right now everybody who knows?
Claire, Scotty, Gerard, Trevor, Father, the father, what's his face, from the school?
Father Walker.
Father Walker, Rachel, Donna, Harvey, Lewis, Jessica, Mike himself.
Zane. Robert Zane.
Robert Zane. Rachel's mom. But Robert Zane and Rachel's mom wouldn't have turned him in.
No. Here's the other thing. All those people you counted except for Robert Zane and Rachel and Mrs. Zane that knew prior, we don't know how many people they told.
Exactly.
Like, that's the problem here, is that you think, oh, only this list of people know, but we don't know who they told and then who they told.
Right.
Because then it could just be turned into like, oh, this guy is practicing law. They don't even know his name. Like, hundreds and hundreds of people could actually know.
Right, because it comes up at a happy hour.
Like, oh, listen to this wild story.
Oh my gosh, like I went on a date with this guy. He was pretending to be a lawyer. Remember that guy I went on a date with? And
He's actually a lawyer now.
He's still pretending to be a lawyer.
Right, and then somebody talks about it on a very famous podcast like this. Like, you don't even know.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyways, just saying.
Donna is in the file room and Lewis needs her help, but he's so pissed because what she's working on in that file room is Mike's case, and he explicitly said, do not do that. And she goes, well, guess what? I don't care.
I love this because it's kind of like, what are you going to do, fire me?
Yeah.
Which he ends up firing her.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's like, they're going to come for you. And she says, if they're going to come for me, they're going to come for me. Which I actually appreciate this attitude.
Yeah.
They all know what they've done.
Yes.
So at this point, like, why be scared?
They talk a couple of times in this episode about acting like nothing has happened. Like nothing bad is going on. And they keep after doing business as usual, because if they completely pivot the way they're doing business, then it makes them look more guilty, which is interesting.
Yeah, they're really like family trauma responding.
Oh my God, this is a crazy effed up family.
Just like act like everything's fine.
Yeah. Robert Zane, he is come to see Jessica, and he's rubbing his head in there. And he is talking about how when Rachel did not want to go work for Robert, and she said she wanted to work for Jessica, it was the only person where he would be okay with it, because he wanted her to see another strong black woman in charge and like teach her like how to fend for herself and the challenges that she's going to be up against, because he really respected Jessica. And he's there to ask Jessica to fire Rachel, because he knows that Rachel will not quit on her own. And when this all implodes, he's like, I want her 100 miles away from this firm. And she's like, I can't do that. And he's going to recommend Mike turn on Jessica. He's like, yeah.
Lewis tells Jessica that here's the solution. I figured it out. Make me managing partner. And she goes like, hell I will, Lewis. Yeah. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. And she's wearing
a like rose shirt.
It's like an interesting, I mean, it's beautiful. I wouldn't normally see that in an office
of
like law.
It's like a gown.
It's like a button down, but with like part of a gown on it into a pencil skirt.
Yeah. Lewis tells her, my ethics are so clean. And she goes, you need to stop acting like you're not a part of this Mike Ross situation. Like, shut up, and no. You're not going to be managing partner. You're not coming for my job. You're not going to use this to elevate yourself, which is a moment where he has to really look in the mirror.
And then Harvey goes to see Scotty, which I don't know if you knew that was coming, because I don't know if you pay attention to like who's starring in the show, like when they show special guests, because it said Abigail Spencer flashed across the screen. But you notice she's walking down this office like hallway, but holding a guy's hand, and then he breaks off from her.
I didn't notice the holding the hand.
Yeah, she's holding somebody's hand. So another coworker she's all nuzzled up with. Just saying.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even
love
notice
her cute
that.
bob.
It's a cute
bob.
Haircut.
Yeah, I like Scotty. I've always been a Scotty fan.
She's cute.
Yeah, she's cute, and
now she's pissed.
Yeah, she's cute, she's smart, and she's pissed because she had said she never wanted to hear Mike's Ross's name again, and he's there to say, "Did you tell?" And she was like, "I can't believe you're asking me." And he said, "I trust you." She goes, "Well, no, you don't." But he's there because Mike says you have to go ask. And so she's like, "I guess we're going to see what happens when they call me in, because they're going to dig around and they're going to find out that I was your girlfriend, and we'll just have to figure it out."
Yep. Then we go and see Mike talking to Trevor, who I thought might have been the person who turned him in. But oops, maybe he wasn't.
Right.
He's like, "No, I didn't do that." But he did tell his wife, right? Because she said he can't be friends with Mike because Mike's a criminal and a liar.
Yeah, so I wonder how that works with like the spousal privilege there. Like, could they be called in separately, or because they're married?
It would be hearsay if she said it.
Yes.
Because it would be, he told me that he said.
Yes.
Right. So Trevor is like, I guess 20 years of friendship comes down to lawyer up.
He's like, yeah,
He's
I guess
offended.
so.
He's offended that Mike is asking and that Mike is putting him in this situation.
Yeah, that would suck.
He doesn't know if he's even going to tell the truth.
I can't imagine that ever happening. Like, I think of all the friends I have over 20
really
years.
rough.
That would be really weird.
Mm-hmm. Then we're in the boxing gym, and Anita comes to see Harvey. She asks if Harvey even still works at Pearson Specter Lit.
He dodges the question.
Yeah, why is he here? And she thinks that Jessica forced both Harvey and Mike to resign. She goes, she found out about it, forced you both to resign, or she's in on it, and maybe you need to turn on her. So she's poking.
Lewis fires Donna, and she's kind of shocked about it. He says, your services are no longer needed.
You're horrible at the dictaphone.
Yeah, which is, all of this is wrong. Donna's great at everything. And we realize it's because he says, you tried to help them once before, and you almost went in jail, and I was going to lose you. I can't see it happen again. You need to go help them. They need your help. And so, because I think he realizes, like, when she says, I don't care, like, she's going to do this regardless. So they have a moment, lots of crying, little Lewis lip quiver. They hug in the lobby.
Mike then gets out of a cab, and that federal marshal is there. And he's at his home, and he says, listen, you're going to get an offer. I'm not here to rough you out, but you will not do well.
Yeah.
But you need to take this offer because I've seen your fiance, and she's beautiful, and she's smart, and a girl like her is not going to wait around for a guy like you.
Doesn't matter what she says. It's not going to happen.
And he gets in his head.
Yeah.
He totally gets in there because then he walks upstairs, and Rachel's in there.
Right.
And Rachel's drinking wine. They both want to say something at the same time. It's very cute. But she tells Mike the message from her father. Like, maybe you should turn on Harvey. Maybe you should turn on Jessica. And Mike just immediately flips and is like, did you not tell him that I'm loyal to everyone?
Yeah.
That I would never do that? And she goes, I did, but I have to tell you what he said. And he's like, you're going to leave me. You're not loyal to me. Everyone's like jumping on Rachel's jock on this.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like Rachel's just trying to like tell
a bruised
people.
jock for sure.
She's being honest.
Yeah. Harvey then comes in and he tells Rachel and Mike what Anita said and asks how they can get Harvey back without Fortsman knowing.
He needs to be at PSL.
He's got to be at PSL. It's PSL season, like
yes.
Big time. And so it gives Mike an idea, which we'll see in a minute. Donna's drinking wine in Harvey's apartment, and
the little plant she gave him still
alive. And she is coming back to his desk. He like has this moment where he like almost tears up. He's like, "Are you coming back to me?" And she was like, "Yeah, he's gonna be." And she's like, "How did Lewis take it?" And Donna says, "It was his idea."
It's a sweet moment.
It's a sweet moment. I watched this Thursday night. And then last night, some big stuff happened with Josh and Donna on the West Wing. And it's a similar relationship. Donna works for Josh Lyman, Donna Moss and Josh. And it's, I love their dynamic more than Harvey and Donna's. And don't know if I'm going to have to cut this or not. There's some really big stuff.
I love it. I think there's probably a good crossover of people who've watched The West Wing.
It's an incredible crossover of cast, by the way.
Yeah.
There are several people in The West Wing who are in suits. Maggie, you came over the other night and hung out with me and watched a little bit.
I did. It's very good.
And you're like, dang, this is good.
It's good.
I'm just saying, if you haven't watched The West Wing and you started late like me, 25 years late, I'd love to chat about it with you. Like, would love. But just, there was something that happened with Josh and Donna, and it's done so well. But there's all this, I don't know. It was weird timing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like you watch this and then you watch that, and it felt like just a lot of Donna's.
Yeah, but this Josh and Donna moment was like...
really good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have time to watch it tonight.
You know what this is reminding me of?
What?
Before I started watching Suits, and you'd just be like telling me how great Suits is now you're doing that with West Wing.
Yeah. Well, I get really into shows that are great. And what's funny is my friend Whitney, our friend Whitney, who was staying here with us for a little bit, like, she will watch these shows, but she likes to crochet when she's watching TV. So she doesn't care if she missed stuff. So she called me the other day. She was like, to talk about the podcast, but she's just now she's behind on the show, but caught up on our podcast.
Oh, how funny.
That doesn't bother her. She... will walk in. When she was living here, she would walk in. I'm like, oh, let me pause it because I don't think you're this far in Suits. And she's like, I don't care. Right. She literally is not fazed by it and doesn't care about spoilers. And
I don't care about spoilers.
I can't handle it. Like, my boss slacked me the other day and she's like, oh my gosh, we have to talk about the best 4 lines ever that Molly Shannon said in Only Murders in the Building. We didn't talk about it during our one-on-one. Important stuff. Because we're both watching Only Murders in the Building.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm 4 episodes behind because I've got to finish The West Wing.
Do not tell me.
And I was like, do not tell me. She's like, okay, but I need you to text me when you see it because you're going to know what these words are and you're going to die.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but she knows. Like,
she knows no spoilers.
I hate spoilers.
Yeah.
And I understand that, like, spoilers from Suits that aired in 2011, like, they're out there. But, like, West Wing, I like, don't tell me anything.
Right.
Because I've told people, they're like, but what about, I go, no.
Nope.
I don't know. I don't need to know who's leaving. I don't need to know any of that.
Right.
Sorry, I digress. I'm just really
passionate.
I'm passionate about it. Let's keep going.
Mike goes to see Jack Soloff, and he says, I'm going to tell you what I already told Daniel Hardman. They're coming at me to turn on someone, and if you don't let Harvey back in this firm, I'm turning on you. Because look how you brought me in, made me a junior partner, just so that you could always have someone on your side. You remember how you totally encouraged me to be a fraud? And Jack's like, no one would believe that. And he goes, well, they're looking for someone and it's going to be you. So now Harvey can come back.
Jessica goes mudding. Not really, but she just stopped by and does a little mudding drop-in, which is interesting that you can go into the mudding area in your full like work clothes.
Yeah, without and
like she has her heels on and everything. She doesn't have to be barefoot. It's kind of weird, but she knows he's there because mud heals the broken heart, and she apologizes. She always thought
they bond over Lord of the Rings.
Yes, and it's so funny because she's like, he's like, you watched Lord of the Rings, and she
read it.
You read Lord of the Rings. She's like, yeah, 4 times. And Lord of the Rings was about power, and he goes, I always thought it was about friendship, which just shows like how different they view life, like their worldview.
And she says he's totally like oblivious to his own self-awareness, like he's not self-aware, but when he looks in the mirror he is able to see his errors. Which I thought was a good like that is what Lewis, that is him. Very last scene, we see Mike and Rachel at the bottom of the elevators in the lobby after he's just told off Jack Soloff, and she says, I'm not going to leave you. And they embrace. They believe each other. They are endgame.
Yeah.
And we roll right into episode 12. Live to fight.
Live to fight. Is it another day or just we live to fight? Like that's what we do.
Yeah. Well, we do see another day. We see flashback of Donna. Teenage Donna.
Yep.
Cute little teenage Donna playing piano.
Tickling the ivories.
Tickling the ivories. And they're in a beautiful home. And her dad's like, hey, we're going to move to an apartment in Connecticut because it'll be good for you. And she goes, something, you're not telling me something.
Yeah.
And he says, how did you know? Honestly, on this, I'm like...
Bad acting. Also, she's old enough to know something's up.
Yeah, I mean,
she's not 7.
Yeah, she knows something's up.
Even though your 7-year-old would completely know something is up.
Yeah, she would have called out immediately. She's a tiny Donna in the making.
She is.
Everyone watch out. And turns out his business is failing. And her uncle got him a job. There will not be room for her piano. Yeah. But there will be room for taking musical theater classes. Which we know ends up being a passion of hers.
Absolutely. Donna gets interrogated by Anita, and she sees her dad in the interrogation room across the hallway because there's a shady real estate deal that happened 7 years ago, and now it's coming to the surface. And so Anita is going after
Donna's daddy
so that Donna will turn on Harvey. Like, Anita Gibbs, she hates Harvey, or, I'm going to just throw this out here, even though I've seen it, she wants to fuck him. She hates him so much. She's like, you know what? Segs.
You know what I'm going to do? Keep this case going for a long time.
Yeah, because she's supposed to be around
all the people that love you so that I'm the only one standing. Hello, Harvey.
I don't know.
Get Anita Giblets.
Oh.
Get some of these Gibbs. That's it. That's just the before credits is only about Donna.
Then we hear our favorite song.
After the credits, Mike asks Rachel, what'd your daddy say? Like, what'd he say to do about me? And she says, he said to leave you.
Yeah.
And he says, great. Now I really do trust you because you're being honest with me. And I saw that look on your face. And now I know you're not going to leave me.
Yeah.
Hearts.
Gretchen, they've had a swap here. Because if Donna's going back to Harvey's desk, Gretchen's going to Lewis's desk. And poor Gretchen, because neither one of those men are easy to work for. And she's totally fine with it. I love Gretchen so much.
She's so great.
She's
She
great.
knows so much about Lewis and what it's like to work there.
She does because of Norma, because she was in this Mahjong game with Norma for many years that Lewis was trying to get it in. And I get that. So my first epo here on this episode is, have you ever played Mahjong?
No, and I want to get in on it.
Yeah. So here's the thing with Mahjong. You have to have 4 players.
Right.
It's not one of those, like, let's get a big group together. Like, you have to have 4.
Right.
So if somebody backs out, you're effed. And you kind of have to have a group to play with, because just like, or you can be in one of those groups where there's like 20 or 30 women, you
Right.
know, and they all show up at somebody's house with a bunch of Mahjong tables. It is everything it's cracked up to be. It's so great.
Can we get a group together?
Yeah, that's fine.
And will you teach me?
Yeah, I could probably teach if I'm the only option to teach. It's probably better if Lauren comes over and teaches us.
Okay. Yeah.
But we need a group. And
It's huge right now in Dallas.
it's huge everywhere, I feel like. But it's huge. It's so fun. It's great.
Okay. So we need like 6 more people so we could have 2 tables.
Yeah, it's always fun to have 2 tables going.
Okay. I'm in.
Okay.
Gretchen says that she might be able to get Lewis in on this game that he desperately wants if he plays his cards right. If he plays his tiles right.
Yeah.
And so then he gives her the morning off. She goes, Speaking of strutting, Harvey struts right into the office with a walk and talk with Donna. They are in it. They're in sync.
It's like old school.
Here they go. And they
Yeah.
walk in and Jessica's already in his office because Anita issued subpoenas for every single case the firm has ever worked on. She's like, we need outside counsel, Jessica says. We need someone to be helping us. Maybe they need Scotty because she already knows this dumb secret.
Yeah, that's true. Mike says he's got an idea. He's going to go on offense and take her candy away.
Yeah, take Anita Gibbs candy because they just give out subpoenas like candy.
Yep. Harvey and Mike tell the judge that the subpoenas are bullshit and that she needs to turn over her evidence because she's got evidence for where this came from. Like, she can't just make it up. And the email is from Harvard. It's from an unidentified Harvard email. So we don't know who, which I don't know how you do that. I don't want to brag, but I still have a Harvard email. And it's specific to like you would know. I don't know how you could get them to create a generic. I mean, I guess you could.
Or is it like they know it's from a Harvard server? Like they've narrowed it down to Harvard?
Oh, maybe that's it.
I don't know. But they're like, it's got to be Gerard.
Yeah.
Of course it's Gerard.
Of course it's Gerard.
But we can't go there because they're going to watch us go there.
Yeah,
and then
Harvey's like, they're going to have people all over Harvard looking if you show up there. So then Jessica shows up at Jeff Malone's office. Very happy to see Mr. Malone back in the episodes here because she needs him to represent her.
Not the firm.
Her. Mm-hmm. Jessica motherfucking Pearson needs her own attorney, which is smart. I love it when attorneys are like, I can't represent myself. I need somebody else.
Yes, it's smart. She's a smart woman.
So smart.
And she's like, okay, but you need to tell me everything. And this is not attorney-client privilege right now.
Yeah.
You tell me everything and trust that I'm not going to say anything. And then I'll decide if I'm going to be your attorney.
And she was like, it wasn't ever about not trusting you. It was about not putting you in a position, which is like, how did he not know that?
Exactly.
Right?
I knew that. And I haven't seen the show.
Yeah.
I was like, Jeff Malone, you don't want to know everything.
You don't. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. I don't want to know. Yeah.
Then we see Rachel. She is frantic because they took Donna downtown. And Harvey's like, that doesn't change anything about the plan. Mike, you still go. You and Rachel go do this. And I'm going to go down and see Rachel. And it's just like, wait, what? Donna's downtown.
Yeah.
We got to go get her.
Yeah.
That frantic messenger, Rachel.
Yeah. Mike tells Lewis that it was Gerard. He was like, you're going to have to, and he needs to track this email. He's like, you're going to have to deal with this. Lewis reads the email and is looking at the verbiage in there. And he's like, this is Sheila Sass.
Because she says a potential fraud, too.
And like,
that's the first cue.
and how would you like tarnish the hallowed name of Harvard? Like, he's like, I know how my lover used to talk.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
I was devastated.
Were you?
Yeah.
Was this shocking?
This is not how I wanted Sheila Sass to come back.
Yeah. Sheila Amanda Sass.
Sheila Amanda Sass. A flashback to Donna and her dad. They're at a diner. She's not a teenager anymore. She's banging Donna. Mm-hmm. Like when she starts working for Harvey. Mm-hmm. And he's like, hey, I'm going to get into this. I'm going to back into development. All I need is some money.
$250,000.
$250,000 so that I can say that I have more assets so that I can get a bigger loan.
Yeah.
Which is not legal. It's shady. Mm-hmm. And he's asking Donna to ask Harvey for the loan. Mm-hmm. She goes, he's not going to say yes, but I'll ask him because I love you.
Yeah.
So then Donna's with her dad present day.
Yeah, in the interrogation room. Donna leaves, and Harvey's talking to just her dad. He said, I need you to tell me everything so I can get you out of this. And then ask, what did he do 7 years ago? Because he's like, well, I would never do anything to hurt my daughter.
But he knows that the reason he's there is because his daughter is protecting Harvey.
Yes.
And they want her to sing on Harvey. Mm-hmm. And I feel like they're so transparent with him. They're like, we are only going after this case because we want your daughter to talk against Harvey.
Yes.
Which I thought was like a weird...
It is weird.
Weird flex.
Yeah. Mike asked Rachel what they're coming after Donna for. And Rachel says it would be minor if it weren't for her. And she almost says Mike. And he's like, did you almost say that this wouldn't be a big deal if it weren't for me?
Rachel's just saying what everyone's thinking. And everyone's getting on Rachel's jock about it. But she is just literally making sense. She's just saying the truth.
Yeah.
Jessica comes in and says everyone needs to destroy all the evidence because they all have these little letters on each other.
Yes.
Like, I'm an affidavit. I know.
Yeah.
I know. I totally know. And she says, you all need to do that. I have an attorney. And so you guys need to destroy the evidence.
It's also just like crazy that now they're like becoming super corrupt.
Yes. They're just like, okay.
Right?
Yeah. Like, okay, to cover up this corruption, let's just go full on criminal.
Yeah. Harvey confronts Anita about being a jerk.
Yeah. Just such a jerk.
Yeah, she's such a jerk. She tells Harvey to look in the mirror and admit what he did. I mean, like she's out for him.
Right. Lewis is outside Sheila's house, and he confronts her with the email. And she says, listen, someone called me about this meteoric rise of Mike Ross. Mm-hmm. And I was like, Mike Ross has never gone to Harvard. Mm-hmm. So she was so confused. And she goes, why are you defending this lowlife? Because he's like, you're going after my firm. And she goes, oh, my God. You knew. And he straight out asks her to retract the email. She goes, I cannot believe you are doing this. You are the love of my life.
I was crushed because we couldn't be together because we wanted different things. But now this is very clear. It's like a very affirming moment for her.
Yes.
Yeah.
That he's a lowlife.
Yeah. Donna is in the bathroom where a lot of things happen. And she's looking in the mirror. Rachel talks to her and Donna's like, I'm never going to turn on Harvey. Like, what are you talking about?
And this is just Rachel says something small. Like, yes. I know that you probably were thinking. And she goes, I would never even think that. Why are you thinking that?
I know.
And Rachel's like, because it's normal to think that. Yeah. It's normal to think, it's normal to play out every situation and ultimately decide you're not going to turn on Harvey. Mm-hmm. But Donna's like, I can't believe you would even think that I would ever turn on Harvey. Like, right. Oh my God, chill the fuck out, everyone. Then Lewis tells Mike Sheila can't stand the sight of him, and he is depressed. Mm-hmm. She's ashamed. And at the second, he can't help Mike.
Yeah, he needs to take a day. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mike tells Harvey about Sheila says and asks what's going on with Donna's dad. And Harvey says he can't help and Mike needs to have a game plan so when Anita finds out about Sheila, because if she does find out, they're going to be fucked.
Yeah, because Sheila is going to sing like a canary.
Yeah.
Mike then goes to a poker game because he has this idea. He finds Gerard. Mm-hmm. It's one of his poker houses. Mm-hmm. And Mike tells him he needs to sign an affidavit that Mike was in his class. And Gerard's like, I'm not going to do that. No.
I'm not going to perjure myself.
I'm not going to perjure myself. And he says, okay, wait. What if we just make a bluff?
Yeah.
And so they come up with a little plan.
Flashback. Harvey will not invest in Donna's dad's deal because the numbers don't add up. And he said, you don't need to invest either.
And they have this huge fight.
Yeah. Because she tries to bring up, his mom. And
he's like, you're dumb. It's awful. It's a really bad fight. Yeah. And then present day, they have a similar fight.
Because Donna needs to know what Harvey did with his dad. Mm-hmm. Harvey strong-armed a banker to shoot the deal down because he didn't want to see it go through. And she's like, okay, great. You did that. You didn't tell me. And now I have to choose between you and my dad.
Because he had to go and do something illegal then.
To your note here, she is big mad.
Huge mad.
The biggest of mads.
Mike comes in and he shows Harvey this affidavit from Gerard. Mm-hmm. And it's very vaguely worded. Mm-hmm. It goes, Mike has shown me he is an excellent student of the law. Mm-hmm. That he knows his cases. Mm-hmm. And Harvey says this is kind of a bullshit affidavit. Yeah. But Mike says we just need to bluff with it. It's just a tool.
Do you think it was a good affidavit?
It was very vague.
It was so fucking fluffy.
Yeah, and when something's fluffy like that, you know they're hiding something.
Yeah, for sure. Harvey brings a motion to dismiss the case in court with Gerard's letter, all right? And Mike brings up Donna's dad's case. So
And then he brings up
the federal marshal roughing him up, right? And the judge is like, Anita Gibbs, what are you doing?
What's going on?
Right? So Harvey makes a deal that they will withdraw the motion to dismiss in exchange for Donna's dad's freedom, which is like, that's how good of a dude Mike is. So again, we're back in the, look how great of a dude Mike Ross is, but also he's a fraud.
Mike Ross is just trying to get the people that he's put in danger out of danger because he did something reckless.
Yeah, which actually is nice of him, you know.
It is, yeah, because you could just take everyone down with him. Then we flash back again. It's Donna's dad. He's coming off the golf course. Harvey greets him and says, do not involve Donna in this deal. I will make sure you cannot get this deal through. And Harvey says, this guy, this Harvey from the past, says, people who love other people don't put them in positions to break the law.
So funny. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, and I wasn't writing. I was just watching because I was like, I can't take notes tonight. And you took them. And I was like, this is a quote we have to talk about. This is now Harvey being the double standard that Mike Ross has been the entire time.
Yes. Like, why? Oh my gosh. He has done nothing but put people he loves in positions to break the law since I've known him.
Right.
Then we see Donna and Harvey. She says thank you and she apologizes. But Harvey's like, no, you were right. You don't need to say sorry. Anita interrupts this moment where they're talking about the case pretty openly with the door open. And she's got a subpoena now for all the documents in this entire firm. Because guess who came forward? Sheila Amanda Sass.
Yeah.
She's put her name on it. She's not anonymous anymore.
Dude, they're fucked.
So fucked. Because I don't think Mike has a plan yet for that.
No, he hadn't gotten to that yet. Jeff Malone comes to see Mike about the letters, and he was like, this cost her relationship with me.
Because Mike says it didn't cost her anything.
And he was like, bullshit, it did.
He gets real mad.
Yeah.
And then he trusts that Mike's going to destroy the letters.
Right.
Well, he doesn't trust. Jessica does.
Right.
Donna tells Lewis he needs to sit down. And he's like, why? Is your dad in jail? And she goes, no. He goes, then I don't have to sit down. And she goes, okay. But Sheila came forward. And he's like, okay, I need to actually be alone.
I need a day. He's about to be back mudding again.
Oh my gosh.
I know. Jeff tells Jessica Mike did it.
Mike destroyed the letter.
Yep, he did it. And she tells Jeff that the subpoenas came down. And Jeff says, maybe, I'm not a very spiritual man, but maybe God's sending you a sign that he wants her to back down. And he can no longer represent her. And to come see me whenever, he's like, but I trust you. He's like, well, come see me when this is over and we'll see if we can use that trust in another way. He's trying to get segs.
Yeah. So why can't he represent her?
I think it's too close to home.
Okay. But he does want to date her again if she's not in charge of this firm.
Yeah. Or in jail.
In jail.
Yeah.
Okay. Gretchen then apologizes to Lewis. She says, I need to tell you something. I am the one who called the journalists to write about Mike because I knew Harvey was upset. He would have not wanted to nominate Mike. She just read the room wrong. And because she called the journalist called Sheila Sass, which is why Sheila Sass turned Mike in. And
she feels awful.
And she goes, but I want you to know that I know you all knew and I'm still with you.
She's loyal.
She's loyal.
Love Gretchen.
Gretchen's great.
Mike doesn't want to keep anything from Rachel. He think he can get out of this thing. He was like, hey, I just had like this moment where I thought I can get out of this and I want you to know.
It's the first time he's felt
that.
that.
After they were able like to get the motion, not the motion dismissed, they kept it, but they were able to get Donna's dad out of it. So he's like feeling kind of cocky.
He's having a rush. Mike loves a good
He does.
rush.
And then Harvey interrupts to say, well, Sheila Sass came in, and now she's going to try and pit all of us against each other. So this is going to be some more family drama.
Yeah. It's about to get messy. It's about to get finger pointy. It's about to get horrible.
Yeah.
But before it does, should we go on a little vacation?
I was thinking maybe we could take a train there.
Yeah, let's go on a train to
Prediction Town.
Okay, this subpoena. As soon as they were talking about subpoenas with the documents,
you kept saying subpoenas. Some penis. Sounds like some
so they got
penises.
some penises. They've got some penis.
Yes.
And they're gonna find that document that Lewis hid. Was the first thing I thought of.
Okay.
Because I was like, that never got. It was like so close. It was such a big deal in season 4, and then we just kind of forgot about it. because it was like, oh, good, they're not going to come for it. But if they are going through every document, that's going to come up. And, ooh, that's going to be bad. Okay, so find that. Then I think that's going to put Lewis in a position where he could be in a lot of trouble and he could be a pawn. And I think that Sheila Saz might actually turn because I think she does love Lewis.
Okay.
And I think she will want to protect him. You know, all these characters have these flawed moral compasses. I think that that will make her realize something and then she'll pull her testimony, something. But I think that's my thought.
Okay.
Oddly specific. So I don't know.
Okay.
Scotty maybe will represent Harvey. Maybe.
Okay.
Even though she said she's done with it, I think she'll be back. I don't think she's gone. Jeff Malone and Jessica, maybe they will date again.
Okay.
I think maybe that could be a nice thing that comes out of this.
Okay.
Because I don't think she's going to go to prison.
Okay.
I think they are going to beat this. I don't think Mike's going to go to jail for this. And then I think that Anita's not going to be done. Okay. But I think like at the end of this season, it will feel like we got out of it.
Yeah.
But then I don't think that Anita's going to go away quietly.
Okay.
She could continue to work on things in the shadows.
Okay.
And then I think Mike is going to let Rachel go. Like, you know, you love something, you let it go. If it comes back to you, it's meant to be.
You just said at the end of the first episode we were just doing that they were in game, and
that's what Carl the writer wants me to think.
But that's not your prediction.
Okay. I'm thinking differently.
Okay.
That's a prediction from the brain, though.
Okay.
Not
from the heart.
The Sheila Saz one came to me from my heart.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll see. But the heart wants what it wants. The heart wants Sheila Saz to not turn on Lewis Litt. The heart wants what, you know.
Yeah, it's also good to have a mix of brain and heart predictions. Because then it keeps this interesting, right? And increases your odds. Because if you went all brain predictions or all heart predictions,
right,
then our bonus episode could be chock full of disappointment or total excitement. And I think we got to keep our people listening and excited.
For sure.
And speaking of people listening,
Thank you.
We have, thank you. First of all, we have something coming up pretty soon.
We do.
A couple of big things happening the week of Thanksgiving.
Yes.
You want to tell people about it?
Yes. The first is we are going to go live on Instagram.
Yes.
In the evening.
Yeah.
When we are recording. And
we'll give you a teaser. We'll let you know it's coming.
Yeah, we'll let you know.
Yeah.
And we haven't decided the date yet. So.
Yeah. Because we're going to play it by ear. It depends on what kind of apple pies we're making.
Yeah. Maybe we could be baking apple pies.
We should do that.
Baking apple pies, going live, talking about Suits.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just chopping apples.
We could just be doing something like chopping apples or snapping green beans or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I think that's good content.
That's great content.
If you guys don't tell us that's not good content, then we're going to take it as a yes.
Yeah.
And we're going to do that. We're going to make an apple pie.
Perfect.
I think I'm supposed to bring a dessert to Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So we will be working on the pies.
There we go.
Yeah. I use vodka in my crust.
You're supposed to.
I know. I make a pretty good pie crust.
Good. So we have that coming up. And then we have an interview with... Almost said it.
You almost said it.
Almost said it.
Our first guest. End of season 5, we are finally getting our first guest.
So we're going to be doing that.
Yeah, I guess we need it. Are we going to have a chance to prep with him, or is it he's just going to join? And we are going to film it, so we're gonna have to work through the logistics of that because he obviously can't be here, so he's going to join us via video. So we're going to figure all that out so you guys can see like that split screen.
Yes.
I guess we need to work through those logistics, but we don't know if we're going to have a prep with him or if it's just going to be like.
I think he's very busy because he's working on something.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
I know.
This is actually. We had talked about at the beginning, do we want to try and get a lot of guests? And then do we want to have like friends join all the time and everything? We're like, that's hard to coordinate. And with scheduling, that can be awkward. But to be able to get this guest is a big get, which means we might start going for more.
Yeah, maybe this is the first of many.
Yeah. We want to thank everybody who's been listening and writing in and listening to our newsletter and sending us messages on Instagram. And it makes us very happy. Truly. We do this for y'all, not just for us.
But it's also for each other.
Yeah, we like it. Mm-hmm. And this is our first morning episode, so we'd love to hear what you guys are thinking about us recording before 11 a.m. on a Saturday morning.
Yeah, did you like it?
Because if you did, there's a way to tell people about it.
You could write a review.
You could. Thanks so much for tuning in. Make sure to visit us at onlysuitsfans.com. You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and listen on Apple, Spotify, or anywhere else you get your podcast. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a review.
If you're looking for some inspiration to start your review, simply write, when you're listening to OSF, your family, MANGE.
Mange!
Mange!
That's pretty good.
That's great. Look at that.
We did it.
Oh my God, it's not like 7 hours long.
No, thank God. I have one day to turn this around. I gotta edit it literally tomorrow.
After the wedding. Are you drinking at the wedding?